Love is Blind season 3, just the first 3 episodes. This is going to be brought to you from a Native American perspective, a mixed perspective, and a secular perspective. So let's dive right on in. So it's been a year or so, I don't know, since the last Love is Blind, and this is proving to be quite the Sugar Honey Iced Tea show, right? I mean, oh my God, let's start off with our first couples. The ones who have decided to be, to get together and get engaged. So far, we have Alexa, and she's 27. Her family is from Israel. She's full figure, very nice looking lady, and she is with, what's his name, Brennan, right? Brennan, yeah, Brennan, and he's in his 30s, his early 30s. Was he 32, something like that? So the age difference is not too bad. Now, she's pretty clear that she wants to have children. She comes from, it sounds like a kind of a loud family. His family's a little bit different. It seems like they're more conservative and stuff like that. Let's see. But yeah, they seem to like really have fallen for each other pretty quickly. And he told, what's her name, Colleen, because there was a connection between him and Colleen, that basically he didn't, he wasn't feeling it after a while. He found his person, and he's sticking with her. So yeah, they sight unseen, they got engaged, and he seemed to like what he saw, vice versa, and I mean, listen, I think they would make a nice looking couple. Now I would. Oh, sorry, we have a siren here. Hold on one second. I live right down the street from a firehouse. Um, Okay, that's fine. So, yeah, when they saw each other, they seem to have instant chemistry. They look nice together. Now, listen, I design a lot of my own clothing. I come from the beauty industry originally, and so I'm always doing like my little critique, right? But somebody could say something about all of us, right? But with him, I would just like maybe get rid of that hair. You know what I mean? Like the hairline's going back, as he mentioned. Like, I'm probably not going to have my hair forever. So he's like, I don't really care what she looks like. So, here I am talking. How shallow am I, right? So petty, telling you like what they should do on a show that's like supposed to be based off, not off looks. But we are absolutely fooling ourselves if we think that people do not care about what people look like. It's just, I mean, that's just what it is. So, let's see. So yeah, those two seem to have a good chemistry, and it seems to be genuine. I just want to say, with the new haircut, she looks great. Okay, let's move on next to Andrew. Oh God, Andrew. Oh Jesus, Mary Joseph. Andrew was too much. Andrew had his connection with Nancy. And it seemed like they were more like age appropriate for one another and stuff, but they didn't really wind up connecting as much because he was completely full of it. He's basically like he's a player from the Himalayas, basically. I mean, he's just a world traveling player, basically. Or at least that's how he comes off. I mean, when you talk smooth like that, come on. I mean, what else are we supposed to think but a player? So I was like, I'm glad that she did not choose him. But Nancy, I have to agree with, who was it in one of the confessionals that said, Nancy, she's nice and everything, but she seemed like she basically go with anybody. Now, I don't know if she would go with anybody, but I feel like at her age, her tastes are not quite as discriminating as I would like to see for someone who is, she's 32. You got to be a little bit more like that. You know what I mean? Like Judge Judy says, beauty fades, but dumb is forever, right? So we got to get our smarts going on here. All right, so Nancy wound up connecting with Bartice. And all he did was, I mean, Bartice is so immature. She was concerned about the age difference. He is 20. Is he 25 or is he 27? I think he's 25. And she's 32. Now, the 20s are like dog years. Are you kidding me? Like each year is so critical, right? And they're so different. So I just feel like he's way too young. He just tried to like, speak his Spanish to her, and like, and she's like, oh, and it's a whole mess because he's not going as in depth as he should. Now he tried to go in depth with what is her name? Raven, who's 29, and Raven wound up with CK, the Nigerian guy, right? But Raven was literally doing jumping jacks. Jumping jacks, as this guy is like trying to get deep, right? So I think, Raven and Bartiz probably would have made a better couple because they're both so shallow, but I don't think it would have lasted. But they're here for lasting relationships, allegedly, right? So yeah, yeah, Bartiz and Nancy, they seem to have a good physical chemistry. The way he kept looking at her and like, like just kissing her and like it was so much. It felt very like it was just too physical for me. It didn't feel like it was like he was trying to get on a deeper level. Just the way that he like really was like so into Raven, the way she was describing herself. He's like, "Ooh, I'm only 8 weeks out of a fitness competition," and she's like, "Yeah, well, I do Pilates," and she's like flipping her hair every 3 seconds and stuff like that, and oh, she's a bottle girl, and she's pouring her heart out that she's a bottle girl. Now he did listen to her when she told him that, but when he told her about his family situation with his mom and being engaged to someone else and stuff like that, the woman's doing jumping jacks. I mean, you cannot make this up. I mean, who comes, some people, they want fame, they want exposure, and she's obviously a person who has, used her looks or whatever. And I mean, all these people are nice looking people, but I mean, it ain't all that. I don't get it. I mean, just having a nice body and curly hair is not enough. That's not enough for me. But anyway, let's see. So next is, oh God, Cole and Zenab. Forget it. What was going on with this situation? He's 27, she's 32. She's a flight attendant. She flies all around the world. I don't know if she's a domestic or international flight attendant, but he is absolutely still stuck in like his freshman year in college. He's a frat boy. And we got to see that frat boy mentality really, really just kind of metastasize at that little get together after everyone had, proposed. So, yeah, she's getting tired of him. They did the do, and the next day he's feeling like she's being passive aggressive. She's feeling like, she's not getting that physical and that verbal affirmation that, the day after you want to make sure you're still in a good place, right? And if not, then you're going to feel like insecure. And then he was like, what he said to her about her makeup and, calling her like something like a little monster or something like that. He's trying to joke around, trying to be funny, but it was really terrible. And you could tell she was feeling down. And with the age difference, you're going to have that insecurity naturally because you know that he's younger. And it's not like it's a younger woman, it's a younger guy. So you're like, are you even finished dating around and stuff like that? A lot of these people are just way too young to get married as far as I'm concerned. So Raven and SK. Oh, no, okay. Well, let's just go to Raven and SK. So Raven, who is just about as deep as the kiddie pool. I mean, just talk about shallow. She's just all about her looks and herself. And I'm not, honestly, I don't get it. I don't get it. And then CK, he seems to be of substance and stuff like that. But what concerns me with CK is that I feel as though that she is not, I don't think initially she was that attracted to him. Now, I don't know if this attraction is going to grow because I was with women, sometimes the attraction can grow. With guys, usually it's like an automatic thing, when you know. But I don't see this working out because he was excited to see her, and she was just being ridiculous in those pods and just not being a good listener. And I just, I was like, this is not gonna, I don't know, this is not gonna work out. I don't know. I mean, this doesn't seem that way. And then I noticed later on in some upcoming scenes, like he had on his traditional clothing and she was wearing a traditional Nigerian bride's kind of outfit or something like that. I'm like, what's going on here? And they were at the kitchen table with the mom, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like he's not her pace. I feel like she wants more the bad boy. She wants the flosser. Like she said, she was with a guy previously who financially took care. I mean, that's kind of like sugar daddy sort of territory, right? I mean, I'm not saying he was exactly sugar daddy, but he was taking care of things financially and stuff like that. And I don't know, CK with his, or no, SK. SK, sorry. I don't know what his, what he's bringing in financially, if that's going to be enough for her. I don't know. Even if they stay together, like, is it going to be like done like a couple of weeks after the show finishes airing or the reunion or something like that? It just doesn't seem like long lasting to me. Okay, and then the final couple that I want to talk about is Matt and Colleen. Now, Colleen, that's another one, just shallow. What is going on with the women this season? It's just horrendous. I'm a ballerina, I'm a ballerina, I'm a ballerina. Like nothing, she's like creating a stereotype or maybe I should say perpetuating a stereotype. She's not, she just leads with her career. And that, it is a good conversation starter, right? You don't meet, ballerinas every day, but I wasn't getting the depth and the substance. If Cole, with his shallow ass, if he can even call her out on not being, the conversations not being deep enough and things like that. If he can bring it up, then we know it's pretty bad. And I felt the same way. Like I felt that Matt was just so happy to get away from the high school sweetheart of his that he was ready to go with this woman who is telling everybody who will basically listen how flexible she is. I don't understand. Do they like do the people recruit like these people's like IG pages and like, oh, this one looks cute and young. Let's see if this one's interested in coming on to a show, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't seem like this is like love. But I mean, I get it. It's still TV. There's an entertainment value, but I would think some people are there genuinely for love, but some of these people aren't here for fame. Nobody can tell me anything different. Okay, so then when they all get together at this pool, now that's what I wanted to see. It was like a pool or some little outside nighttime barbecue kind of thing. And they're all gathering, and boy, when Martise locked eyes with Raven, that was it, honey. He couldn't even think straight. And he's basically the whole time like talking to SK. What do you mean she's over there? There would be no distance if we were sitting down. She'd be on my lap, but you gotta want to marry that. And that he just couldn't let it alone. And you could see every time, like he's just holding a drink and just looking around, like he's scanning the whole area just to find her. And Raven's just like, like, oh, he's so hot. He's my type, like, oh God, I should have picked him and stuff like that. But hopefully she can see how shallow he is, and that two shallow people, I don't know, maybe they should be together. But, if we're really trying to improve on ourselves and you want to be with someone else who maybe can help get you out of that, if it's possible, sometimes the other person shouldn't have to deal with that. But anyway, because I'm feeling bad for SK already, and I probably shouldn't. But then, honey, when Martise gets home and tells Nancy about Raven, and listen, she had no idea. She had no idea. Did you see her face? She's like this, and then it just kind of, and it kept dropping and dropping, and then she's just sitting there like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me what? So then in the confessional, remember, she's like, if he wanted a skinny, tall, blonde fitness instructor, then, why would he sign up for this process, knowing that there's a chance he can get somebody that's the complete opposite. And he was really into her until, he was into Nancy until he saw Raven, right? So I just, gosh. I don't know, the coming scenes, because I think the new episodes dropped, was it like last night or something like that? So we have to come back and discuss this, because honey, it looks like it's going to get good, okay? Very, very good. I cannot wait to see Martise cut up, because we already know Martise and Cole, they are the trash bags this year. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with a friend. Let's meet up again. I don't know when I'll come back and do another video. You'll see it. Just keep your notifications on so you know when I do it. I'm also going to be doing Married at First Sight, the reunion. We'll be doing that next week. So yeah, that's it. Keep your notifications on. So I hope everybody's doing well. Take care. Stay safe. And Chippy Salacho.